There's a new command, a new option inside Photoshop CS5 that everybody's talking about. It's called Content Aware Fill. And essentially what it'll allow us to do is take an object or take an area and have it fill in with the background. Imagine having a car inside a field and being able to pull that car off of the field and having the area that's left over, essentially the hole that's left where the car is, automatically fill in with grass from the field. It's literally that easy. It's amazing. That's why everybody's talking about it. So what I did here just before I hit record is I reverted my file back. So I hit F12 on my keyboard, or of course File and then Revert. So I'm all the way back to the spray paint on the tree bark. You know, the result that I got with the clone stamp tool was decent. It was pretty good, but I want to see if I can get an even better result. So of course I'm going to try using this content aware fill on my blemish here inside my photo. So here's what I'm going to do, and it's really, really easy to work with. What I want to do is I want to select this area, this spray painted area on the tree. And you can use whatever selection tools you want. You don't even have to be that precise about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my lasso tool out of the toolbox, and I'm just going to kind of freehand a selection rather quickly and, not very precisely all the way around the spray paint. Something like this. That's literally all there is to it. And then I essentially want to fill this area with content from the surrounding area. So to do so, I'm going to head up to the Edit menu and then simply down to Fill. So Edit Fill, and then inside the fill dialog box that shows up, I can set my use menu to the foreground color or the background color or to black or to white or gray or whatever, or the default content aware. And that, of course, is the guy that we're after here. So make sure you're set to content aware and then click on OK. Photoshop thinks about it for a minute and then does the job. It fills everything in. So it kind of churns for a moment and then fills in your area with content from, again, the surrounding area. Let's deselect and see what we got here. Command D or Control D. That looks rather impressive. I'm actually quite amazed at that. That looks really, really good. If I zoom out here, you can't even tell that that was there. Pretty amazing, pretty awesome. Okay, let's try something perhaps a little bit more complex. I'm going to close out of this file here, Command W or Control W there on the PC side, and I'm not going to bother saving this file. And I'm going to go and grab another file. This guy's called Retouch 2. Go ahead and grab him out of your project files. This is on the same trail out behind my house, and here we have, they put up these little signs here, so I guess so nobody gets lost. But anyway, so what I want to do is I want to get rid of this sign. Get rid of it completely out of the photo, because once again, it's a rather nice photo other than the big gnarly looking sign. So once again, what I'm going to do is very simply, I'm just going to freehand a loose selection all the way around this fella, just something like this here. And what I found, by the way, just while I'm doing this, is while I've been using the content aware fill, sometimes it works beautifully, like we just saw on the tree bark. Other times it doesn't work at all. And then sometimes it kind of gives you like a partial fill that you might have to still fiddle with, you might have to still work with, but at least it gets you started, right? In any regard, there's my selection, my marching ants. I'm going to head back to the image menu, or I'm sorry, the edit menu, and then down to fill, and there's your shortcut if you want it there, Shift F5 if you wish. Of course, my use menu is still set to content aware. Go ahead and click on OK. Let's wait for Photoshop here and see the results that we get. Go ahead and deselect, Command D or Control D. Looks like it filled in some of the area here with tree bark rather than, leaves. You can almost see that line there, and also between the two trees there as well. Let's zoom out and see how this looks. Well, it's not bad. If I zoom all the way out, unless you were looking for it, it looks like that's just part of this sort of tree trunk that's behind the leaves there. But what I could do is I could zoom in nice and close, and I might even be able to get in there with the rubber stamp and kind of clean that up a little bit, just so it's not such a hard edge there across the top. But again, a fairly decent result, a fairly nice looking result there. Again, it's all about content aware fill in Photoshop CS5.